Good morning, my friends, and I welcome you all to our video gaming industry podcast. Daniel Miller here. How's everybody doing? Hopefully you're all well. Hope you've had a very good day yesterday. Today we are going to be focusing on the news coming out on the wires for the Tuesday 24th of September 2019. And as always, we'll just go through all the news that would have come to us overnight. So first and foremost, I can just tell you we have plenty of news coming in. As you know, lots of exciting development evolving in the course of this week and in the next couple of weeks. Most importantly, obviously, we know for us, the Destiny fans and lovers, there's going to be Shadowkeep release, so we can't really wait for that. But overnight we had some news on Pokemon, on Obsidian's new project, on Legend of Zelda, on eShade, and also on Ubisoft's executives who are talking about Stadia. So, before we do anything else, I'd just like to welcome you all to our podcast. As you can see, it's been delivered in a different format to the usual, and that is in view of some of my community comments, views and approaches which I received in the last couple of weeks. I really want to know whether you wanted the news to be integrated within my game stream, but I think overall feeling was that they wanted, the community members wanted that to be kept separate. So that's the idea, and this is what we are doing at the moment. So let's see how it all goes. We've had already several podcasts. A few messages would have come in. Not many people watched them, but I'm quite encouraged and hopeful that you are going to be finding some of my ramblings here live on air related to the video industry news and the recent releases of assistance, and indeed perhaps of some help when you're deciding what big game to purchase next. I like keeping abreast with everything which is gaming related. I read my news every single day. I'll get lots of them overnight on various feeds. They include videogamer.com, Games Radar, Games Informer, IGN, and a few other ones. Mainly I post them on Twitter, so for anybody who's interested in finding out more and getting to know what's happening out there with the developers and publishers, indeed it's a good idea to subscribe to my Twitter. I can see we have somebody coming in saying hello. It's me, Imperial Sniper. I changed my name. No worries. Thanks very much for coming, Imperial Sniper. Great to see you. Thank you for being here with us today. We are not streaming any games right now. We're just literally going through the news, which are basically part of our industry news podcast. So without further ado, as I said, we're looking at all that's come in on Tuesday, the 24th of September. First of all, we had some news from Ubisoft. They said that Stadia is the start of something really big. So let's see what is said. We feel that streaming and cloud gaming technologies are bringing something additional to our industry. I absolutely agree. Very excited about it. In an interview with MCV, Ubisoft EMEA Executive Director Alan Core championed the capability that Google's streaming platform Stadia has to disrupt and evolve the conventions of video game production and consumption. Ubisoft has a keen investment in the future of its properties and how best to serve its interests based on new technologies and new business models. Its collaboration with Stadia has meant that 6 Ubisoft games are confirmed for the platform, and it's likely that more will follow in Stadia's planned monthly updates. Course explain why Ubisoft is so dedicated to Stadia and how it believes that the streaming service approach is the next frontier of gaming. He cited the company's record of welcoming new technologies with open arms as the core motivator of its partnership with Google. We moved very early on. We moved very early on a lot of new technologies in the past, whether it's the Wii with the Wiimote or the Kinect, for example, and we feel that streaming and cloud gaming technologies are bringing something additional to our industry, Core said. And also stated we like the idea of the consumer having more options to consume games, whether they consume traditionally by buying a physical game, by downloading, or if they prefer to stream games. It's giving them new possibilities, and we will attract new categories of players thanks to this. So streaming will give us 2 things. First of all is the possibility to create different games. He explained, with the capacities of the service in the cloud, we'll be able to bring a new generation of games in a few years. The service will help our creators to put out more of artificial intelligence into games, more characters, more NPCs, and that will be, I think, a real disruption. Core also mentioned that purchasing physical goods, but be they hardware or games is not always the rational choice for consumers. Streaming will appeal to some in some countries that have never been able to consume games before. So I think the combination of the two will grow the market, and we are very much looking forward to this idea. I couldn't have agreed more. I think just the capacity for people to access games instantly wherever they are is revolutionary. So, previously people need to be ordering games, queuing up at the front of shops before midnight to get the first few copies of the new release, or indeed they were just ordering them over the internet. Today, this is no longer necessary. Obviously, you have this option. You can be doing this as well, but I find it to be so soothing to be just accessing PS Now services or Xbox Game Pass and then clicking and streaming the game straight away, which means I can obviously experience it as it is there and then within seconds, and if I like it, I can buy it. Because, as you know, some of the games are rotating, they're not always there. But what better way of trying the game but doing it like that? I mean, think about it. Sea of Thieves, Gears of War 5, Crackdown, all of those available on Ultimate Editions on Xbox Game Pass if you are the Ultimate subscription member. Honestly, you would have paid $70, $80 for that game in advance, and all of the content, the top tier content, is just simply instantly accessible. That's the future, and I applaud Google Stadia for developing all that is going to be presented to us. He also concluded that Ubisoft is one of the strong supporters of Google Stadia because it is the first to back the streaming initiative with a lot of push and power behind it. We believe that this streaming technology will grow. It's the real start of streaming technology for games this year, he says. And it will take time for all the service to be in place in every way, in every country, but it's the start of something rather big in the future. In addition, Ubisoft has pledged to use eco-friendly materials in the physical editions of its upcoming releases and to encourage environmentally conscious attitudes in its games, and that's part of playing for the planet. Wonderful news coming really out of Ubisoft. Really excited and really very, very interesting to hear what other partnership will evolve between two of those tech giants. Pokemon Go has had its most profitable month since its launch in 2016. Well, that's very interesting. Let's see what they want to tell us. Pokemon Go has just had its most lucrative month since its launch 3 years ago, making $176 million in profits in August alone. That is sent to us by MCB, Industry Hub. People still play Pokemon Go. It turns out that indeed they do, and they make quite a few dollars on it. According to game industry analyst SuperData, the monster hunting augmented reality game topped the mobile charts last month with unprecedented profits. Pokemon Go generated $176 million in August, marking it the highest point since peaking in 2016. Outperformance was partly driven in a flurry of in-game events as Niantic capitalized on what is typically the game's strongest month. Pokemon Go is supported with Community Days, monthly events in which one Pokemon is featured to appear frequently in the wild and comes with added bonuses like extended lure durations and reduced hatch distance for eggs. In addition, there are Pokemon Go Fests, also held in different cities around the world, that bring trainers together with special research challenges. August Pokemon Go Fest was in Yokohama, Japan, and offered the chance to catch shiny variants of Poliwag, Lotad, Taillow, Swablu, and Snorunt. Even, let's see, recently, Pokemon from the Unova region have been released into the wild, including the Black and White starters and the new regional exclusives, but a proportion of players are not happy with this approach. So, we need to see what happens next, but it's good news really coming out of Pokemon, and indeed, very excited to hear that they made $176 million literally in just 1 month. That's astonishing. As mentioned earlier, Obsidian are preparing their next project, so let's see what this is. It is a first-person melee multiplayer game. And Obsidian Entertainment, the wizards behind classic RPGs like Fallout New Vegas, Pillars of Eternity, is hiring for its next project that will comprise of an exceptional first-person melee experience with online multiplayer features. That's coming to us via PC Gamer. as reported on videogamer.com. The studio is currently looking for combat designers, character animators, narrative designers and network programmers, to name a few of the job listings. The next world-class RPG that Obsidian has in mind would require experienced programmers to develop network and multiplayer gameplay systems using Unreal Engine. Unreal is one of the most popular engines, as you know. This infers that the project is a step in a different direction for the developer, as it is best known for its single-player titles, but it can be assumed that the multi-platform RPG would come to PC and Xbox, given Microsoft's acquisitions of Obsidian in 2018, which is last year. And if you watched Inside Xbox and E3, you would have remembered all of those announcements. Fallout New Vegas is still by far one of the best games of the franchise, as you probably would recall, and also for anybody who's interested, you can access it free of charge instantly if you are a subscriber on PlayStation Now, together with Fallout 3 and Fallout 4. The listing is going to describe a game with fun, visceral and epic combat, focusing on delivering an exceptional first-person melee experience with first and third-person animations. It is likely that it will include Obsidian's quality for storytelling, as it also asks its applicants for experience with branching dialogue, conversations and cutscenes, day-night cycles and all else. It sounds very like The Outer Worlds, which Microsoft already has its eye on as an enduring franchise for its platforms. Very excited about The Outer Worlds, as you know, we've seen some trailers and some gameplay during the last few months, and we really can't wait for its release. As far as painting a picture of what the next project is going to be, these inferences are more likely to be just simple predicaments, because we don't know exactly what they will be doing, and we are going to be very busy with Obsidian's The Outer Worlds until then, and The Outer Worlds for Xbox One, PlayStation 4 and PC will arrive on October the 25th, which means we are talking about literally 4 weeks away from today. Sounding very good. Anyone interested, you can obviously access more information on Obsidian through their Twitter, and also you can access a wonderful selection of trailers on their YouTube channel. The Outer Worlds, a Fallout RPG with good shooting and cool social things, is available as we speak. So just head to videogamer.com or to YouTube channel of Obsidian, so you'll be able to access it all. The next bit of news is related to Zelda. The Legend of Zelda, one of the most popular games of all times. Link's Awakening is Nintendo's third #1 in the UK charts. So we hear that The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening has risen to #1 in the UK physical game sales, making it the third Zelda game to snag the royal seat. And that information is given to us by GameIndustry.biz, also via videogamer.com. Link's Awakening was remade by the independent developer Grezzo, who also designed the 3D reboots of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask for the Nintendo 3DS. Its newest game is now the developer's biggest Zelda launch in the UK in history, breaking the record set by Ocarina of Time 3D by 27%. So that's astonishing. Link's Awakening is the third #1 for Nintendo over here, and in 1998 Ocarina of Time was #1 on the Nintendo 64, and The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker on Nintendo GameCube secured the pole position in 2003. So we've heard some claims that Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening is the biggest Switch launch of 2019 for the UK, which in fact is corroborated by the Games Industry.biz statement that it's the fastest selling Switch game released this year. This means that it left Super Mario Maker 2 in the dust, and additionally dethroned Borderlands 3 as the one of those cel-shaded dips to #2 on the charts. Gears 5 trades in its silver medal to slide to the 4th place after 74% decrease in sales. Excuse me. And eFootball PES 2020 has gone to the 5th place in the wake of a 73% sales fall. So as you could see, number 5 from Greedfall, which has now dropped to number 28, and Final Top Classes Division 2 has surged to number 6 due to a 114% rise in sales figures. Well, that's because obviously we've been having some serious discounts at UK retail. Also, PlayStation 4 is offering, PlayStation Store I should say, is offering it on a massive discount. So definitely worth checking out. very happy to hear that Legend of Zelda is doing so well. eShade is coming to PlayStation 4 and Xbox One next month. So let's see what is likely to be transpiring. We hear that eShade will be coming to PlayStation 4 and Xbox One on October 21st, as announced in a new trailer from developer eShade Studios. eShade is an archaic, mystical and beautiful island populated by charming inhabitants with their own unique stories to tell. Paintings of the world can be traded for items, knowledge and long-lost secrets. As the player interacts with the surroundings, the consequences ripple outwards to affect future interactions with new characters, and the forgotten places of eShade will come to the fore. In the announcement, eShade Studios founder Daniel Weinbaum thanked Dio Games for its work porting the PC version of eShade to consoles. And Weinbaum, also formerly an environmental artist at Sucker Punch, the developer behind infamous Second Son, Days Gone and the upcoming Ghost of Tsushima. At eShade Studios, the team strives to deliver worlds that feel like real places and explore through non-violent mechanics with collaborators from all over. So it really sounds like a very, very interesting RPG, very engaging type of game. The game that I actually like. eShade is out now on PC and will come to PlayStation 4 and Xbox One on October 21st, about a month away. And if you want to watch the trailer, just head to their YouTube channel. eShade Extended Trailer is readily available for your attention as we speak. And also you can head to videogamer.com to get a bit more information on eShade. As you could see, we are displaying this wonderful screensaver of Borderlands 3. And Borderlands 3 Bloody Harvest event will curse Pandora this Halloween, we hear from the developer. And the Bloody Harvest event is the first themed event coming to Borderlands 3 in October, and with it comes the new legendary weapons, skins, enemies, maps, and a revived boss battle. Haunted enemies are a new type of boogeyman that will start to appear on the planets of Borderlands 3. Once slain, the fight is only just the beginning, as the ghosts expelled from the bodies are as tough as nails. These ghosts are seriously scary and will trigger the new terror debuff that obscures vision and reduces gun handling, accuracy and spread. But if these ghosts are laid to rest one last time, Hectoplasm will be collected from the Ectoplasm and given to Reese, the resident Saurian on Sanctuary 3. And then the Bloody Harvest will be unlocked, taking place in a Halloween-themed map and offering up a whole new area to explore with loot to boot. The map boasts hideous Rack-o'-lanterns, bloodthirsty Maven soldiers, and a rat-infested pit with rivers of blood coursing through it. And the piece de resistance is a blood-curdling boss battle who has a bone to pick with a Vault Hunter. It is the main campaign of Borderlands 3. In the main campaign of Borderlands 3, Captain Truant was a dedicated Maliban heavy soldier, and he defended his post with killer elemental attacks. Now he's back, resurrected as Captain Hunt, and has learned now a few new tricks from his time in the underworld. So people will be also able to earn spine-chilling skins, and there's an Echo Device skin, a weapon trinket, and new skins for each of the 4 Vault Hunters. There's also a global weapon skin, and if the player just hops to the top as a certified Ghostbuster. Legendary loot includes a grenade mod, 2 new guns, and a shield that add terror-based buffs, and the Bloody Harvest event will be free to all of us Borderlands 3 players. So that's really very good. It's going to be free of charge. You can join at any time and enjoy it in full. So as you know, Borderlands 3 is out now for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and the Bloody Harvest event is set for October. So if you're interested, you can just head to Borderlands YouTube channel. They have a wonderful trailer in there called Borderlands 3 Bloody Harvest Fearmonger. So definitely very much of interest, and I'll be looking forward to seeing all that is to follow. Everything that is related to the season, and of course Borderlands 3, as we've heard, Borderlands 3 is doing very well, selling in a very, very big fashion, with many sales being seen worldwide, being the most successful amongst the 3 and one of the best releases by the developer. Alright, so let's see. We have some information related to Switch for all of you who are still playing some of the games on the console. Joy-Con drift seems to be affecting the new Switch Lite. So it seems to be affecting it, a new hardware issue that was notoriously problematic in its predecessor. The Nintendo Switch reports this through Nintendo Life. So Joy-Con drift is when the Switch reacts like you move the analog stick or D-pad, even when you actually have not. So it did frustrate lots of